welcome to a very special episode of Retro Game Lounge, where Chuck and I, we're not really going to be playing any games today. This episode is just going to be kind of our personal Magfest Roundup. Chuck and I were lucky enough to attend Magfest this past Saturday. It runs for 4 days, actually. So we went on the second to last day, which is supposed to be the biggest day. It was my first Magfest, Chuck's first Magfest. Heard a lot about it. This is Magfest 12. I know that may sound kind of funny since it took place in 2014, but it's the 12th year of Magfest. They've been doing it since 2002. For those of you unaware, it's actually a really big deal. It's one of the largest gaming conventions out there, and probably the biggest retro gaming convention out there. Definitely one of the biggest in North America, at least. And they have all kinds of things, retro games, modern games, arcade gaming, console games, music, Q&A, panels, all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of almost like a little miniature Comic-Con for retro gamers, more or less. So we went there, we had pretty much the majority of the afternoon to hang out there and check things out, go to the vendors, play some arcade games and everything. So we thought we would take you guys along with us and show you what it was like. So what do you say we check it out?
This place is insane. Right now we're in the arcade section. You might be able to see behind us. This is literally like, I don't know about you, man, but this is like the biggest arcade I've ever seen.
It's pretty fucking
I mean, this is enormous. Like the arcade literally goes from one side of the convention center to the other. I mean, it's enormous. There's got to be a couple of hundred games here, and everything is free play.
Vendors, awesome, guys. You gotta check it out.
Like seriously, this is awesome.
Okay, so we cannot talk about Magfest without talking about the arcade segment. That's definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest draw to people that attend this. Basically how it works is, as I understand it, it's a bunch of guys who do exactly what I do. They collect arcade cabinets and they basically bring them in from sometimes all over the country to this event, and all the games there are set up for free play.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, seriously, thank you for that. That's awesome. So it doesn't really seem to stick to one particular era of arcading. Chuck and I have basically been alive throughout like 98% of the arcade heyday. Pac-Man came out a little bit before us, but I mean, we remember Pac-Man, Galaga, Space Invaders, all that kind of stuff, all the way up through the 90s, with Mortal Kombat. So this kind of gala event has everything in between, like anything like as early as Pac-Man or Vectrex or stuff like that, all the way up through, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Sega GT, Cruis'n Exotica, even up to Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, I was going to say the dancing games.
I mean, this really covers A through Z, as far as, what your style of arcade is. And again, everything's free play, so you can play it to your heart's content. We couldn't help but notice when we were walking around, how many cabinets we saw that just kind of brought a smile to our face. Like, oh my god, remember that one? Like,
the fucking best. Are you kidding? The 6-player
X-Men cabinet.
Are you kidding?
The Uber edition of the one that guys like me want. 3 screens put together.
It's
6
nice.
simultaneous players. As far as I know, that's the only simultaneous 6-player arcade game ever released.
It's so sick.
That definitely has to be the biggest arcade cabinet ever made. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. And that one had a pretty big line. Like that one, they were rocking 6 players the whole fucking time we were there. And understandably so. I mean, I wish I could have one, guys, but it wouldn't fit through most people's door. You'd have to take it apart or cut a hole in the wall.
Yeah, you need the double French doors before you even think about that.
I know. So they had stuff like that. The one game that they had there that we never got to play because it was always busy, Bad Dudes.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to play that so bad. The NES version, not so great. Like, it's okay. It brings back memories because I owned it when I was a kid. But, I mean, the arcade version of Bad Dudes, it was one of those things, we were talking about this while we were there. I wanted to beat the level, not just to say I beat the level. I wanted to hear, like, I'm bad at the end. I mean, like, to, like, 8 and 9-year-old Chuck and Jimbo, that was the payoff. That you got to see, like, this, like, jacked up roid monster just like, I'm bad. I mean, that was fucking awesome. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to play that. That one had a big line. But, I mean, they had 3 Mario Brothers cabinets. They had the original, the Play Choice 10 Nintendo cabinets, the Nintendo Super System. I've got the sign for them. You'll see that in your video. I've got the sign for that right up there above the closet door in the Retro Game Lounge.
Tabletops?
Yeah, the tabletops, the cocktails. The big racing games, Crazy Taxi, fucking Sega GT, Outrun, They had pinball machines. They had some of the really good pinball machines.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Elvira. They had the Super Mario Bros. Pinball machine.
Yeah.
Talk about number one on my list. I mean, there was just... If you had any appreciation for anything to do with arcades, I will guarantee you they had at least one game that you would have been like, I gotta fucking play
You would
that.
have had fun.
So, I mean, it was just awesome. And I don't know about you, man, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that that's the most arcade machines I have ever seen in one place.
In one spot, I think I can say that. And then that's not even counting all the consoles they had set up.
Exactly.
Every console you can think of.
Yeah, I mean, they just, like, right in front of the arcade things, they had, arcade machines, they had just row after row of consoles with TVs set up, so people were playing GoldenEye, you know, just,
People
you know,
duck hunt. Like,
yeah, duck hunting, like Super Metroid, you know, just fighting games. They had Halo on the original Xbox set up, just all kinds of stuff. I mean, this really spoke to everyone on some level who's into video games.
Yeah.